Appalachian Genealogy presents Decoding the Appalachian Senior-Junior suffix.
When you dig into 18th or 19th century Appalachian records, you will eventually find two men with the identical name living in the same county, neatly labeled as junior and senior. The immediate, intuitive conclusion is that you have found a father and a son. The labeling feels orderly and deliberate, making it easy to confidently connect two generations in your research. But building on that assumption alone has resulted in genealogists constructing entire branches of family trees that never actually existed. The Appalachian frontier was a fluid environment, and courthouse ledgers from Virginia to Tennessee reflect that reality. The titles applied to residents were not fixed hereditary markers. Frontier clerks used these specific suffixes as practical, situational labels. Recognizing how and why they applied them gives us a tool to correct decades of errors and map out accurate family lines. In these early frontier communities, populations were small and literacy rates varied. When local clerks needed to record property or collect taxes, they required a fast, simple way to tell apart two citizens who shared the same first and last name. If two men named John McDowell appeared in the same jurisdiction, the older was designated senior and the younger junior. That distinction had nothing to do with lineage. The senior could be an uncle to the junior nephew, or completely unrelated strangers sharing a name. If you have a junior and senior pair in your current family tree, pause and mentally sever that father-son connection until you find supporting evidence. Because these suffixes were assigned based on who currently lived in the area, a man's title would shift dynamically as the local population grew, moved, or passed away. Treating junior and senior strictly as localized age markers rather than guaranteed bloodline connections protects your research from false assumptions. To track these suffix shifts, the first step is to pull the property and tax rolls for your ancestor's specific county through digital state archives or platforms like Family Search. The most common pitfall in this process is pulling records for random, scattered years. Skipping a year immediately breaks the chain of evidence you need to observe. This is a handwritten ledger from an early tax list. You must check every single consecutive year to build an uninterrupted sequence. Track both identically named men simultaneously, reading down the ledger year after year to monitor how the clerk records them. You are scanning for one highly specific moment, a tax cycle where the older senior suddenly vanishes from the record and the man previously listed as junior is elevated to senior. That transition is a distinct demographic signal. It marks the exact window when a major life event removed the older namesake from the community. Let's test this process on the 1787 tax list for Washington County, Virginia. The clerk recorded two men named Thomas Buchanan, distinguishing them as senior and junior. No land grant, no militia roster, or church record indicates the older Thomas was the father of the younger. By 1793, the older Thomas has vanished from the tax list. The younger Thomas is now the sole Thomas Buchanan, relabeled as senior. This shift provides a targeted window, telling us to search specifically in 1792 for the elder Nan's departure or death. Checking the Washington County courthouse records for late 1792 uncovers the elder Thomas's probate file. The estate inventory and debtor list prove he was actually the younger man's uncle. By isolating that exact transition year in the tax rolls, we bypass decades of random record searching and navigate straight to the definitive estate files. Once you isolate a transition year, verify your findings using county deeds. Cross-reference your timeline by looking for matching property descriptions across different years. If the acreage and neighbors match, you can confidently confirm you are tracking the exact same individual. For the second and third checks, confirm that the older man's name completely stops appearing on new deeds, and verify that the younger man's suffix officially changes to senior on all his subsequent land transactions. This leads to a hard rule of documentary research. Never assign parentage purely based on name coincidences or shifting suffixes. To officially confirm kinship, you must apply strict logical tests. Require concrete evidence, such as a probate will, a family Bible entry, or a marriage bond. Applying these rigid documentary checks ensures that your circumstantial theories are officially replaced by a verified and unshakable history. By completing this audit, you now have the tools to resolve conflicting historical namesake matches and clean up inaccuracies in your family tree. In the process, you have likely uncovered a precise death year or a regional migration event that had previously been lost. Looking at this sweeping view of the Appalachian Mountains, it's a reminder of the frontier's complex reality. Letting the historical records speak in their own context allows the true, unvarnished stories of early residents to surface. To begin tracking your own family suffix shifts, utilize the digitized archival links provided in the resource box below. Mastering how early clerks used administrative labels turns a confusing identical name into a precise genealogical compass.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, follow, and share. You can also visit us at AppalachianGenealogy.com for more history and resources from the mountains.